Good afternoon on this mystical Sunday. This is your Pinoy boy, Pinoy Night, and we are doing our last interview with the king, baby.
Oh, you saved me for last, huh?
Yes, I do.
I feel honored.
Thank you.
I'm sorry I couldn't bring my voice with me today.
It's okay. We assumed you could, do Duke Nukem the entire thing. You don't have to, though.
Wait, let me see if I can even do it.
Okay.
No, I can't.
No, you can't. Oh, you were doing it earlier now.
I know, I've lost it.
But again, thank you, Jon St. for just being here.
My pleasure.
I know you have to do a lot of emceeing in the next hour-ish.
Can you believe it? I have to go on stage and do closing ceremonies with this voice.
Really?
That's going to be a hoot.
Does that really stop you from being on stage? Because I know you're a party animal.
No, I'm an attention whore. Nothing's going to stop me from getting on stage.
Really? Even being sick with like a disease or something?
Screw that. I'm just don't shake my hand.
This is Duke Nukem, ladies and gentlemen. He's insane.
Yeah.
So, just a couple questions, just to ask you. Who is Jon St. What makes you, or which things make you the man you are today?
God.
Very vague, I know. It's all you, man.
Kind of is. That made me the man I am today.
Yeah, anybody who you admire?
There's a lot of people I admire. I mean, like my influences to get into the industry way back when. I started as a radio broadcaster.
Yeah.
Gary Owens. I don't know if you know that name.
I've heard of him.
Mel Blanc.
I've definitely heard Mel Blanc.
Pretty sure you know that name. George Carlin was a major influence for me.
Ooh.
In fact, I got into radio because of George Carlin's album in 1975 called FM and AM.
Oh.
And in junior high school, I would imitate, the characters on his album. All the kids at school said, "Wow, you should be on the radio." So I went at 14 years old, got a radio job, and I'd say that brought me to where I am today, basically. But it's funny how your career can shift and change in strange ways over the years. I mean, I started out as a DJ, then I became a voice actor. Now I'm a con producer, and I have a web series TV show.
What is it called, just for people who are watching?
Conquest with Jon St. I hope you'll watch it.
You're not a dad, are you? Because you seem very
I'm a
funny.
dad.
You are a dad?
I'm a dad,
No
yeah.
wonder the puns are solid today.
Oh, yeah. One of my daughters is actually here at the convention this weekend.
Oh, really? Is she enjoying herself then?
She's having a great time. She's J. Michael Tatum's handler. Look, there they are right now.
Oh, my God.
There they are.
J. Michael Tatum, just don't flip him off like you did in RamenCon. We'll be fine.
Oh, he's such a great guy.
He's great.
He is.
Let me tell you, so we were in the street. We're just walking from the Renson to the Kobo, and I just see the man, and I'm like, "Is that J. Michael Tatum?" And he's just like,
"Stop it!"
It's like, "Stop!" And then this
don't draw attention to me.
It's like, "You are that guy who called me on the street. I'm trying to get to my hotel. I'm sorry." So, but yeah, is there your kids, for example, like, has there ever been a moment where you had any of your kids' friends would just come up and just be like, realize, wait, your dad is the Duke Nukem?
Oh, yeah. My kids were always, happy to tell their friends that, oh, yeah, my dad's the voice of Duke Nukem. Or my son, when he was in high school, he'd call me during a lunch break and say, "Hey, Dad, I'm going to put you on with my friend Billy, Duke him." And Billy'd get on the phone, and I'd go all Duke on him and freak out his friends. So yeah, they've gotten mileage out of it over the years.
That's good.
Yeah.
Anybody came over for sleepovers and you just blew their mind or something?
No, I don't do that stuff.
I mean, for your kids' friends. Sorry, that was.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, no, I never. I stay out of their way.
That's
you
fair.
know, I try not to hover at like a parent when they had friends over. Nah, I let them do their thing.
You're a good dad.
I try.
Sometimes they do, but is there? Talking about careers, when you were going back to let's go back to high school, and somebody suggested,
Right.
hey, you should try being like a radio person.
Yeah.
What did you actually imagine yourself being initially?
I always thought that the end of my career was going to be, just a radio broadcaster. I ultimately wanted to end up in Los Angeles because, top market, good weather, big pay.
Not Michigan.
But, I was a broadcaster for 40 years, but the industry changed considerably back around 2000 when corporations started buying up the stations. So radio broadcasting is not even a good career anymore, and it kind of forced me out.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it an amicable forced out, or was it?
I decided not to be a part of radio broadcast anymore. The pay sucks now, and the creativity is limited. They've got you reading liner cards for paid sponsorships, and it's not really radio like I grew up doing, where I picked the songs I played, I decided what I wanted to say. Those days are long gone. So radio's not what it was when I started, and I'm happy to be out of the industry.
And I assume you're a lot happier just doing whatever you want to do at this point.
Yeah, just voice acting, you bet.
That's great. Like, just to be like a really weird and cheesy question, like if you were to voice another game character that's similar to Duke Nukem, which voice would that be? And what kind of spin would you give
mean
it?
of existing
like
heroes?
Like, for example, like if you wanted to give the Doom guy a voice, like how would you make his voice to sound? Like,
I wish I could describe it for you right now with my voice.
True.
I have no voice. I can't even do the Duke voice right now. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Sorry.
It's just one of those things where, like, I know that you have like Duke Nukem. Oh, actually, the best thing about it, like, what did you like about Duke Nukem? How did you emulate yourself with that?
Initially, they showed me artwork. They said, this is what the guy looks like. And George Broussard from 3D Realms, who really is the father of Duke, he envisioned Duke sounding something like Charles Bronson. And so I did like a Charles Bronson type read, but the casting director who was with me said, that's not it.
That's
and
fair.
She suggested I do a Dirty Harry line. Do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? And I said that, and Broussard, who was on the phone from Texas, said, okay, I like that style, but this guy is a big, roided out dude. So I just dropped it up the pitch considerably and read the line again, and he said, oh, that's it. So it just stuck. Creating that voice was as simple as imitating somebody else, which in general, that's where most of my video game character voices come from. A bad impression of someone else. For instance, King Varian Rin, the very first one in World of Warcraft, that was me doing my bad Patrick Stewart impression. And then I used him again later on in Guild Wars 2. Admiral Kunkka is just my bad Patrick Stewart impression.
Oh my God! Okay.
So it's I do a lot of car dealer ads across the country, a lot of radio ads and TV ads, and the inspiration for a lot of that is like Sam Elliott, or gosh, now I'm blanking. But other famous voices that I do a bad impression of ends up being a new unique voice for something.
Good.
That's kind of how we develop it.
That's cool. So just like you're just like a very creative person from what I've been like hearing, like just for the past year of knowing of you and about you at this point. So it's like
I try.
Deeper knowledge of you nowadays. So I guess kind of like shifting away from the voice acting, because I know I said I was gonna like shift away from that. Do you have any people think of you as the party animal? But is there something that people like don't expect you? Is there like a hobby that you like to do just by yourself, like just chilling out?
Right now, my favorite thing to do is I have a Mavic Pro drone, and I love photography. I can't say I'm great at photography, but I'm really good with my drone. And right now, I spend most of my free time going out to the desert or going up to like Palomar Mountain or anything in driving distance from my home and flying the drone around. Right now, I'm into filming surfers because I can get right down over the water with them and get great shots of them riding waves in. So that's my favorite hobby. My passion is there.
Would you consider taking the drone what's the craziest place you would like to take your drone?
Wow. I would love to take it to Hawaii or Australia next time I go, and just around the world. I'd love to go around the world and shoot things. Yeah. You remember Youmacon?
Yes.
They had that wonderful waterfall feature out back. Well, I shot it during the day, and I flew under the bridge and stuff, and then I shot it at night, and oh my God, the rainbow of colors across that waterfall, amazing from 300 feet up. Bird's eye view of that thing was wonderful. That's
so
the kind
great.
of stuff I like to do.
That's awesome. Do you, when you're doing your show Conquest, do you like to like add stuff from like sounds or anything from
Absolutely.
your drone?
I love the production. I never realized how much detail is involved. I mean, every transition needs a sound effect to go with it. If you really want high production value, you've got to tweak it a lot and do a lot of cool transitions and overlays, and it takes a long time to edit a show, doesn't it? I had no idea.
That's fair. I know, like, especially with like the work that especially like a lot of writers do. I always like try to give that a baseline. When you have like your first draft. There's a thing called bad first drafts. There's an S word for that, but I'm not gonna say that. But it's basically like, oh, it's a really bad first draft. All right, do it again, because every draft is going to be your first draft until you actually keep going and like keep taking your time to it. So I always apply the idea to writing. So getting to where you are, like, what was that? What is like, a phrase, a word, even a sentence? What would be that one thing you said to yourself over your lifespan to get you to where you are?
Well, I'm an attention whore. I want to be famous. I know a lot of people want to be famous, but I want to be famous I want to be recognized for being talent and a humanitarian at the same time. Mm-hmm. You know, I want to do nice things for people and be recognized for it. Not just because I do the voice of some video game character.
Of course not.
You know, I want to do something that'll make an impact and leave, you know, a lasting memory of something good that I did. Other than procreating, I don't think I've done anything worthy yet. So I'm always trying to find what is that thing I can do to either make people happy or help people out or just create something that's going to have a lasting impact on the world, you know? And the reason I do that, why I want to do that is because so far it's also self-serving. I told you I'm an attention whore, and I want to be famous for whatever, but I have to turn that around. That's too self-serving to just want to be famous.
Yeah.
I want to take my fame and use it to make positive change somehow. I just haven't figured out how to do it yet. That's the challenge.
And a lot of that would be based off of that whole humanitarian aspect, because you just want to make people happy. You want to make sure that like you're not going out there to be, oh, I'm Jon St. John, hail to the king, baby. But you want to be like, hey, I'm Jon St. John, but I'm also like a human being like everybody else.
Right.
Yeah.
And I really want to make a difference. I just don't know how. I mean, I'm not going to go feed the hungry in Africa. I'm not going to go bring clean water to underdeveloped nations. I don't know what it is I can do yet. If you have any suggestions,
I would love to, but
willing.
Man, I have no idea what I'm doing in my life yet. Well, I have a better idea, but obviously you're a little bit more well set than I am. But you know, I know a lot of people, like, and I'm pretty sure you've noticed at conventions, they'll look at everyone. I said this in Shramilai's interview. We'll all look at you guys, and you guys are just like, you know, Jesus incarnate. You know,
it's weird.
It's weird.
It is weird.
And I started realizing, especially like, it's nice to have this conversation with you because nobody realizes you guys are just like people. Like just like the rest of us.
Right.
So why
I just got lucky. I got one voice role that made me famous.
Oh, yeah.
And then other things just fall in your lap, you know, once the momentum started. But it wasn't based on any great thing I did. I want to do something great for humanity somehow. And I struggle every day to try to figure out what the hell that is.
Is it something that you could do, like, personally, or something that, like, is kind of on, like, a pipe dream? Not really a pipe dream, like, just kind of, like, out there, but
it kind of is a pipe dream when you consider, you know, I haven't figured out what it is yet.
Yeah.
Or how I'm going to accomplish this, but I struggle with it all the time. I want to feel like I've done something with my life besides voiced characters. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not helping you. Maybe I'm entertaining people, maybe, but that's not enough. I want to do more. It's so nice to hear that from somebody because, like I said, a lot of people don't know that part about you guys, so it just really helps when you're trying to explain, like, hey, please talk to me because I'm a cool guy, kind of thing. And it took me like a year to actually get over that hump after I started going to conventions back in 2013, and this one was the first one, by the way. Oh, Youmacon was your first? Mm-hmm. Wow, you started in the right place, buddy.
Amen, sister.
Yeah.
And I always, when I met like some of the voice actors, I'd be like, but then I started to get into more like the talking thing.
And less fanboyish.
Yeah, less, except when it comes to Shramilai. Just saying, I'm still getting
He's
over that.
got a mad crush on Shramilai. I can see why. God, she's adorable. But she's married.
Yeah. I mean, I'm engaged. It's fine. It's like celebrity crush. Like, you know, you want to see J-Lo, but you can't have J-Lo, but you could admire her.
Hey, even celebrities have celebrity crushes, I think. I have one.
What is your celebrity crush?
Aisha Tyler. Oh my God, that woman is beautiful, smart. We're of the same mind politically. I've seen her in many interviews. I am madly in love with her, and I don't even know her personally.
What's her name?
She's also 6 feet tall.
Aren't you a tall person?
I'm 6'2", So she and I would see eye to eye. And her Lana Kane voice in Archer.
Yes.
Oh my God.
She's so witty in those comebacks too.
She certainly is. But and that's writing. But in real life, if you watch any of her interviews, she's very smart, very quick-witted, and I just think she's awesome and beautiful.
If there's talking about like just different people now, was there really anything that I assume you're happy with yourself? Like, are you pretty like happy with yourself in terms of like personality or whatever?
Oh, I think I'm a nice guy, and I'm a gentleman, and I treat everybody with the same respect I want to be treated with. But it comes back to I haven't accomplished what I need to accomplish yet. I have to do something for people.
So I just want to make sure this doesn't like kind of come back at you, but not come back as like doesn't like repeat the same question. But is there really, if there's one thing that you wish you were more of, like what would that be exactly?
Oh, what personality trait or
traits? Actions.
I would like to be able to be more empathetic naturally. I have to focus on empathy. I guess it's because of the way I was raised. I mean, my family wasn't that close being brought up. And it's a struggle for me to realize when somebody needs my empathy. I have to actually focus on it and go, this person needs help. I need to go to them. I need to do this. I want to be naturally more empathetic toward people instead of having to think about it.
I will be honest with you. I would never have gotten that because I think it's that acting thing. Don't know if it is, but it's just like I said, nobody will really see those things from you until you actually like say that out loud. So, and the biggest thing about it is just like showing people like you guys are, like I said, just as normal as everybody else. Just
regular
with, like,
Joe off the street. Yeah.
What is the two more things? Because I know we're gonna have to get going pretty soon. What would be the weirdest thing you ever like got caught doing while you were on the street? Like the weirdest like meetup? Like did someone call you out or whatever, and you're just like,
let's see. Well, I'm not recognized on the street.
Really?
That's the beauty of being a voice actor. I mean, I can come to a convention like this and be a superstar for a weekend, but when I go home and I'm shopping at Stater Brothers, nobody knows who I am.
That's fair.
It's a beautiful thing. I've not had any weird encounters on the street because I am not recognized.
Yeah. Except when another voice actor is just like, hey.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, don't ruin me. But I'm glad that, I'm glad that you took the time to just talk with me, and I'm very sorry about your throat. Like, I really do feel bad about it.
I'm sorry that you caught me at a time where I drank too much tequila last night. I wasn't yelling, I was partying.
Okay, panicking.
And lost my voice, so it's just unfortunate timing, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. No, like, I'm just glad that you're still forcing it out. No.
Doing the best I can.
I guess the last thing I would really ask is just, if you had someone, I guess, let me rephrase this again. If there's one, it could be a story, it could be a sentence, it could be a word. If there's anything you'd like to say to someone about just life, like what would be your biggest thing to give about life? Because I know, like you said, you're talking about like just my career changed. I wanted to be a radio person, but now I'm just a voice actor. I'm doing my own podcast. Like, if there's anything you want to give to people about what to do and how to go through life, what would you give that advice? What advice would that be?
The easiest of all, the golden rule. We're all the same people. We all come from the same place. You, me, him, everybody. We all come from Africa originally. That's where the human civilization began.
Yep.
We're all made of the same skin, blood, bones. Don't judge people. We're all the same. Treat people. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Live by the golden rule and treat everybody the way you want to be treated. If people would just do that, do we need a fucking alien invasion from another planet to make us all finally come together?
Will Smith agrees.
I loved Independence Day just for that, But my advice is just treat everybody nice.
Yeah.
Just because, let's say, I'm a Republican and you're a Democrat, doesn't make me right and you wrong, or vice versa. Stop fighting about shit. There's no reason to fight about anything. Discuss it and then agree to disagree and walk away.
Just be open-minded, right?
That's what I think.
Be open-minded with argument. I'm being open-minded about arguments, open-minded about like the pathways for your life. Like, I just know there are a lot of people who find themselves like, oh, I have to get this. When I get this job out of college, I need to stay in this job because that's the one thing I focused on.
Oh no, be flexible. You don't know where life is going to take you, and your life can change in a day. That's and I don't want to be a downer here.
No.
But people who struggle with depression and become suicidal.
No.
I mean, we all have struggled with depression, but suicide is so stupid when in one day your life can change and be great again.
Mm-hmm.
To give up on it before that opportunity comes, you can't go there. You just can't. You got to be strong.
You'll always get better, and I always tell people that too.
Things will always get better because think about it. If you're so depressed and suicidal that you're suicidal, you're at the bottom as low as you can go. It can only get better from there.
It's so weird, especially when you have people who think that way. Because I'm personally like that, where with my friends, because I too have clinical depression, and I've always told people that like, yeah, I just find it really weird that I have that, but I'm seriously like, I'm just weirdly and eccentrically like optimistic about my life. Because I know I have that, and I think it just gets to the point where you just live with it and just kind of go with it, you know?
Right.
So,
Right.
I think that's where a lot of people fall. They just kind of like fall into that crevice, and they're like, I don't know how to get out, but
Right.
it's just glad to know that, like, obviously someone's success was you, and yeah, we could be all lucky, but life is just life. There's always a
Right.
way for things to just kind of move around and just kind of happen to people. So.
And you have to be tough. And granted, types of depression completely different. Yours is clinical. You have no control over that.
Yeah.
You have to take meds.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's always been situational. So for me, the cure has always been cognitive therapy.
Oh.
I have to up here say, it's just the situation for right now. It's going to change. Have faith. I think that's the hardest thing for me. That's what I struggle with. Having the faith that it's all going to work out rather than worry like I do. I worry constantly of how am I going to make this happen? How am I going to get by? How am I going to pay rent 3 months from now? Because as an actor, there's no paycheck.
Oh.
You book jobs and you get the money.
Yeah.
And then for a long time, you don't book jobs and you have to live on that money that you saved. It's very stressful not knowing how you're going to pay bills 2-3 months down the road. You know? So for me, that's where my depression comes from. It's all situational.
Yeah. Do you don't get affected by seasonal affective disorder, right?
No,
Okay.
no, not at all.
So, because I know somebody who has both clinical and SAD, and I'm like,
Oh, that's
so
going to be a
sorry.
struggle. Oh,
Yeah.
that's going to be tough.
They are not like, I will not name names, but I know them personally. I just feel bad because I've seen her like just be very like bummed during our classes. So
Oh, I'm sure winter is hard for her, right?
yeah, I'm just trying to be a good friend, just making sure like, because I'm a huge and I assume you would be. I'm a huge advocate for just mental health issues
Yes.
and whatnot. So
Absolutely.
just thank you again. Just I always tell people it's okay to not be okay.
That's right.
So and it's just it'll be better in the meantime.
And people, don't beat yourselves up over your depression.
No.
It's not your fault, and it's going to get better.
Amen. So honestly, again, thank you for opening up about all these issues like mental health, career
Sure,
stuff.
my
And
pleasure.
Again, I really appreciate taking that. I'm sorry for your throat, sir.
Me too. I'm sorry I couldn't give you a better interview today.
Oh, this is already a blessing, just a huge blessing. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. This is, again, Jon St. John, the king, and also one of the world's nicest men. So,
Am I that nice?
yeah, I'd say like 2 out of 73.
Blow it out your ass.
Oh, thank you, sir. So, thank you very much for taking a watch. This is Jon St. John. I'm your Pinoy boy, Pinoy Night, Carlo de Los Angeles, and I will see you in the next interview and the next convention.
Thank you, Carlo.
Thank you, sir.
Pleasure.
Same here. Like, I really appreciate it.
You bet.